Police uncovered a troubled teen's elaborate plot to kill his family and opened fire at his school.
Since the school shooting at Red Lake High School, 10 people died, including the student gunman.
This is the face that introduced hell to a place many called heaven on earth.
20 children, 7 adults, including the principal, and the gunman killed himself.
She was hallucinating after a week of drinking whiskey.
I was in the gym and I heard I heard like 7 loud booms.
After 5 mass school shootings, this school closed permanently. On December 14th, 2012, one of the most tragic and devastating school shootings in history took place in Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newton, Connecticut. Perpetrator Adam Lanza claimed the lives of 28 individuals. 20 were children aged 6 and 7, 6 teachers, and lastly, his own mother and himself. As of this year, Sandy Hook Elementary shooting remains to be one of the most fatal mass shootings in American history. Prior to the shooting, Sandy Hook had already upgraded their security system, which required all visitors to do a visual and identification review, and the doors would be locked by 9:30 a.m. each day. Adam Lanza, a 20-year-old male, was identified as the individual responsible for the incident. He had previously been a student at Sandy Hook and was known to have faced mental health problems, as acknowledged by his mother before her demise. During his childhood, Lanza exhibited strange behavior, distancing himself from others and grappling with emotional and behavioral difficulties. Additionally, his situation at home was less than ideal, living with his mother Nancy Lanza, who collected numerous firearms, which he later used in the shootings. As a child, Lanza was described as intelligent but nervous and fidgety. It was later confirmed that Lanza was suffering from intense anxiety, and at 16 he was homeschooled by his parents. On the day of the massacre, Lanza attacked his own mother sometime before 9:30 a.m.
Officials say Lanza shot his mother Nancy multiple times, killing her in her bed.
He drove immediately to Sandy Hook and proceeded to shoot the school psychologist and other faculty members.
First alert.
67 Sandy Hook School. Callers indicating she thinks there's someone shooting in the building.
Police radio logs suggest the shooting lasted about 10 minutes.
He entered room 8, filled with first graders, and took the lives of 15 children. The sole survivor, a 6-year-old girl, pretended to be unconscious. She then said to her mother that she was okay, but all of her friends were dead.
Okay, these units in the pool, I got bodies here.
Lanza sought more victims in different classrooms and took more lives. The incident happened in 10 minutes. By 9:40 a.m.,
Lanza had used one of the handguns to take his own life.
Lanza shot his head with a pistol.
No, there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do. The majority of those who died today were children, beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
There wasn't enough evidence to support his intention in the shooting spree. However, investigators discovered that he had destroyed his computer drives, but found that he had downloaded videos associated with the Columbine High School massacre.
And his mother went shooting together at various ranges over the past several years, if Adam Lanza practiced in recent weeks.
The incident at Sandy Hook Elementary School had a profound impact on the nation, prompting heightened initiatives to address firearm-related violence and enhance mental health services. It triggered intense discussions surrounding the Second Amendment and the necessity for comprehensive background checks when purchasing firearms. It prompted new federal and state gun legislation banning the sale and manufacture of specific types of semi-automatic firearms and magazines, such as the weapon Lanza used. The school permanently closed after the incident. West Nickel Mine School, 2006. On October 2, 2006, Charles Roberts, an unstable 32-year-old man, committed a tragic act at an Amish schoolhouse in West Nickel Mines, resulting in the shooting of 10 girls and the loss of 5 lives. Roberts arrived at the school grounds around 10 a.m. and approached a teacher named Emma May Zook and other students, asking about a missing clevis pin on the road. Witnesses recalled him muttering and avoiding direct eye contact during the conversation. When the students informed him they hadn't seen the clevis pin, he returned to his vehicle to retrieve his handgun. He then asked the boys in the room for assistance, and together they carried various items, including a shotgun, wires, chains, nails, clothes, and candles. Inside the classroom, Roberts held the young girls hostage while allowing the boys, a pregnant woman, and parents with infants to leave the room.
I just know that my son went in there to take the lives of children. It's not something a mother can comprehend.
The first call to 911 was made at 10:36 a.m., and law enforcement and emergency medical teams quickly arrived at the scene. They attempted to persuade Roberts to surrender his firearm, but he refused their orders to leave. The girls inside the room were aware of the danger they were in, and one survivor shared that she and her sister volunteered to be shot first to spare the others. Tragically, her sister passed away on the spot. They were 13 and 11-year-old girls. He then faced the weapon on himself to end his life.
I had to cry. I haven't cried about it in so long. You know, I really miss my friends.
The Washington Post reported conflicting accounts between the police and coroner regarding the children's injuries. According to Pennsylvania State Police, Roberts shot his victims in the head at close range, firing 17 or 18 shots, including the one he used to take his own life. A deputy coroner observed at least a dozen shotgun pellet wounds on one child. Roberts was married with 3 children and left a note for his family before the incident.
They also found a 180-page notebook for a killing spree that was to have started with LeDoux's own family.
Co-workers mentioned a change in his behavior in the months leading up to the tragedy. While inside the school, Roberts called his wife and confessed to having molested young female relatives 20 years before. However, authorities later disproved this claim after speaking with the 2 relatives, stating that no such incidents had occurred. Regarding Roberts' motive, authorities cannot establish any clear connection between him and the schoolhouse. Members of the Amish community demonstrated extraordinary compassion by visiting and offering comfort to Roberts' widow, parents, and parents-in-law. One Amish man reportedly held Roberts' grieving father in his arms for up to an hour to provide solace. The Amish community also established a charitable fund for the shooter's family. Approximately 30 Amish community members attended Roberts' funeral, and Mary Robbins, his widow, was invited to one of the victims' funerals as one of the few outsiders. The week following the incident, the West Nickel Mine School was demolished. Red Lake Senior High School 2005. The Red Lake Senior High School shooting occurred in Red Lake, Minnesota on March 21, 2005. A disturbed 16-year-old student named Jeff Weiss attacked 9 individuals, including his grandfather's girlfriend, and 7 fellow students. Weiss's mother, who struggled with alcoholism and was physically and emotionally abusive, tragically passed away in a car accident when he was 10. As a result, Weiss's mother was placed in a nursing home while Weiss was transferred to his father's side's family, where he lived with his grandfather and girlfriend. Authorities launched an investigation to determine the motive behind the shooting. Based on their findings and media reports, Weiss frequently experienced bullying and teasing from his classmates at school. During the incident, a 16-year-old student named Jeffrey May attempted to disarm the assailant and managed to stab him in the stomach with a pencil. May's brave act distracted the assailant, allowing other students to escape safely. However, the assailant retaliated by shooting May twice in the neck and once in the jaw, causing serious injuries. Law enforcement officers swiftly arrived at the scene and engaged in a shootout with the assailant. According to an FBI special agent, the exchange of gunfire lasted approximately 4 minutes, with no injuries reported among the officers. However, the assailant managed to retreat to a classroom where he continued to fire upon the teacher and students. Despite sustaining 3 gunshot wounds to the lower back, leg, and arm from the police, the assailant leaned against a wall, placed the shotgun barrel against his chin, and took his own life. As a result, the assailant evaded any legal proceedings, leaving behind a profound sense of anger and hardship.
The school shooting at Red Lake High School, 10 people died, including the student gunman.
The shooting sparked discussions concerning the need for improved mental health support and effective school intervention strategies. This incident emphasized the importance of recognizing warning signs and assisting distressed students appropriately. Cleveland Elementary School, 1989. On January 29, 1989, a tragic school shooting occurred that claimed the lives of 8 children, a principal, a custodian, and a police officer named Robert Robb. The perpetrator, Brenda Spencer, was a mentally unstable 16-year-old girl who showed no remorse. Before the incident, Spencer's parents divorced, and she lived with her father in a poverty-stricken environment. Reports indicated that they slept on a single mattress in the living room, surrounded by empty bottles of alcohol. Spencer had shown an early interest in the arts, even winning a prize in a Humane Society competition. However, she had no interest in school. Before her parents' recent separation, she had confessed to feeling depressed and having self-harming tendencies. But this was never addressed. In fact, when Spencer was arrested for shooting the windows of Grover Cleveland Elementary School with a BB gun and for burglary, a probation officer recommended a psychiatric evaluation, which her father declined. During Christmas of 1978, Spencer's father gifted her a semi-automatic weapon, even though she had only requested a radio. She claimed that her father gave her the weapon with the intention for her to end her own life. She also made allegations of sexual abuse by her father during childhood, which he denied. As the students waited outside for Principal Burton Ragg to open the gates of Grover Cleveland Elementary School, Spencer attacked them. She targeted 8 students, including a 9-year-old, simply because they were wearing her favorite color, blue. In her rampage, Spencer injured the students, shot Principal Ragg and Daryl Barnes, and took the life of custodian Mike Suchar as he attempted to protect a student. Additionally, police officer Robert Robb, 28 years old at the time, arrived at the scene and was shot in the neck.
The knowledge that I took the lives of 2 men, and that's real difficult.
Unfortunately, all the victims succumbed to their injuries. When asked about her motive, Spencer callously stated that Mondays were boring and she wanted to liven up the day. She made this statement during a phone conversation with a reporter from the San Diego Union Tribune right after the horrific massacre. She remained at home for several hours before eventually surrendering to law enforcement, enticed by the promise of a meal from Burger King. There's no clear intent other than Spencer's disturbed desire to hurt people. Spencer faced adult charges and pleaded guilty. On April 4, 1980, shortly after turning 18, she received a sentence of 25 years to life. Due to declining student enrollment, the school and several others in the city were closed in 1983. Over the years, the building was leased to various charter and private schools. From 2005 to 2017, it housed the Magnolia Science Academy, a public charter middle school for students in grades 6 to 8. In 2018, the school was demolished to make way for a housing development. The plaque commemorating the school's history was relocated to the southern edge of the former school site.
Do you remember the gun?
I remember I don't sit here and plan on how to go out and kill people and stuff like that.
As of now, Brenda Spencer, now 61 years old, is still alive and serving her sentence. There have been no indications of her being granted parole, and we hope she remains incarcerated for the crime she committed.